champion is clad in big orange.
At Summit and Destiny have met 7 times before. Tonight is number 8.
Tennessee Volunteers have wrapped up an SEC outright regular season title. Connect with
the SEC runs through Rocky Top. Tennessee wins the SEC regular season crown for the 2nd consecutive season.
the 1-0. Indiana, right center field. Rock's on the move. Rock get there. Tennessee walks it off. It's a mismatch. Deep three. Come on now. And don't connect. Probably trying this time. Indeed. But new hand there. Down the middle. Got it. On the fly. It's high and again. And he's going to take it. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Hey, how much fun is this?
Man, Rocky Top, this is college football at its absolute best.
It's college athletics at its absolute best, man. Welcome in to another episode of the Fanatics Show. I'm Michael, co-host Skylar, man, how we doing this week? It's game week again, man.
Yeah, man, it's game week. It's so good to have a Saturday where you're looking forward to another game. Lot of things happening around the country in the college football realm, and it's kind of nice. Even though we're falling out of that playoff hunt after obviously the last game, it's still nice to not be in those situations that we have been in the past this time of year. That we're seeing a lot of other big name programs kind of find themselves in terms of coaching searches and whatnot. So. No, personally, week has been great. I'm looking forward to watching some hopefully stress-free football this weekend and watching some big-time matchups. This is a rare weekend where I'm more excited about the other games than I am for our game, but that doesn't mean that we ain't got some stuff to talk about, Michael. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. It is getting in that busy time of year for my company.
That's right.
For sure. But you know, it's always a good time of year. You know, we got football. We're not talking about it yet, but we do have basketball as well.
You're trying. I see what you're wearing.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, but we're not going to bring it up on the podcast.
But you
Tennessee men and women have been winning. But you know, it is what it is. But no, everything's doing great. Family's doing great, man, and just ready to talk about some ball.
I hear you, man. Well, before we get into much more, I do want to let you guys know who our presenting sponsor is, and that is Chris Smith Insurance. You know, as a homeowner, Chris Smith was once let down by an insurance company. So he started his own agency where instead of feeling like a big company is always fighting against you, you'll know that your agent is fighting for you. All insurance is not equal. Trust Chris Smith Insurance today. Give him a call right here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee at 865-272-3387. Again, guys, Chris is not just going to find you the best rate, but he's also going to find you the best coverage so that if you do have to file that claim down the road, you will have the peace of mind knowing that everything will be properly insured and covered. Thank you so much, Chris, for your continued support. Give us the rundown. We don't have a game to recap, so maybe a shorter show. Maybe. Yeah,
a little bit shorter show. Segment 1, do kind of want to do something kind of off the cuff here because I have not prepared for it, and I didn't tell you about it beforehand, but let's do an SEC power ranking in segment 1.
We're live.
Kind of just go off the cuff with
oh,
it
my
there.
goodness. All right, I got you.
Segment 2, we are going to talk a little bit about the upcoming matchup this weekend. Not necessarily as far as the points to win or lose, but kind of what we want to see in this game. Segment 3, it is the world famous, or at least our famous, pick segment.
I mean, what's the difference?
And then that's a great point. I mean, it's
all
one and the same.
Told otherwise, it is world famous. So
exactly. And then last segment, we are going to have Rakin with Jake tonight, but unfortunately, Jake did have something unexpected come up tonight, so he will not be able to join the show. We are still going to give his picks. We're going to crap on his picks. No, we're just kidding. Maybe. But no, Jake, really going to miss you tonight whenever it gets to that segment. Hope everything's going all right. But he did message us earlier saying he would not be able to make it. So without further ado, let's get right into segment 1. I'll give you our segment 1 sponsor, which is Optimal Asbestos Services. Optimal Asbestos Services offers detailed asbestos inspections and air quality assessments. Whether you're looking to secure your home or workplace, you can trust Optimal Asbestos Services to deliver thorough and reliable solutions. Contact Jeff Mull at 865-223-3297 for your consultation today, or go on the web at optimalasbestosservices.com. So I got to get this off of here, and let's get right into some power rankings. Once again, neither Skylar or I have prepared for this, so this could be interesting, kind of what we think our power rankings are going to look like.
Again, this is power rankings, right? This is kind of more of like who we think's truly a better team, not necessarily results based.
Correct.
All right, that seals my okay.
Yeah. You can use results if you
This
want
is
to.
gonna be hot,
just,
boy. I'm gonna get trashed, but it'll be all right.
yeah. I mean, just make it your own. You can use results, but basically who we think the better team is, and we are going to start from the bottom. Number 16.
You want me to go first?
It's not Kentucky anymore, dude. Arkansas is number 16 on my list.
It's not Arkansas. It's not Arkansas. There's no way. It's not Arkansas. I was starting from the top, so let me hang on.
So here's my reason for Arkansas. So Arkansas, they're 2-7 on the year, 0-5 in the SEC. Have not won a game in the SEC this year. They've looked pretty good. They have not looked like the worst team in the SEC. So I know we just talked about who we think the better team is, not necessarily results. I'm taking it off of both. I mean, results-wise, Arkansas has not won a game in the SEC. They've looked better at times, but just cannot get a win. And that's why I have them at 16.
So I hear you. They are winless in the conference. So by default, I think they should be down there. But I'm a stick. I really can't argue with it. It's potato. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it, almost like a sourness in my mouth taste. It's South Carolina. South Carolina is the last place team, and I think a lot of it has to do with just my expectations of where that team was supposed to be this year. Quarterback play, Lenore's. I mean, it's wild how they can play Alabama as good as they do, and then play other teams as bad as they do at the same time. But South Carolina sitting at 1-6 in the conference, 3-6 overall, just not getting it done defensively. Terrible. What a drop off for Shane Beamer. And I'm surprised that his name's not been mentioned a little bit more in these hot seat takes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You want to go kind of snake style here? You go 15 and we'll just go across from there?
Yeah, I can do that. So 15, I got the Auburn Tigers. I don't know what more you want me to say. I do think they have a great, well, I'm not going to say team. I think they have great players. They've just not meshed well together all year. So Auburn, I got at 15. Obviously, they fired Hugh Freeze, so there's that. Anyways, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go South Carolina at 16. Kind of for the same reasons you said. The expectations were so high for this team, and they've played well against some teams, but then just looked awful against other teams. And this was a team that had college football playoff expectations at the beginning of the season and just never reached that point, never even got close to it. So that's where I've got South Carolina at 15. And I am going to kind of follow the way that you did there with 15. I've got Auburn at 14. Now, I think that they've got more potential now that Hugh Freeze is gone.
Yeah,
and it's
fair.
It's kind of hard to say that, or it's weird to say that, I guess is what it should be whenever your head coach gets fired and all of a sudden you've got more expectations.
It's fresh blood, though. Like, it's a change. It's a change. Maybe it could add a spark or something like that, to your point, right? It just changes the way the season's going.
Yeah, and I feel like Hugh Freeze was holding that program back. I mean, we saw how freely they played against Vanderbilt last week. Arguably should have and could have in multiple instances won the game. But ultimately Vanderbilt did what good teams do, and they found a way to win in overtime. And I think that Auburn is about to play better down the stretch here. I'm not saying that they're going to rattle off, 3 straight wins to finish the season to make a bowl game, but Auburn is playing better ball, but they're still 14th in the conference.
That's right. Yeah, number 14 for me is Arkansas. So, I mean, really, we have the same bottom three, just different order a little bit. Arkansas, just in my opinion, Arkansas is more capable of winning these games. They just haven't. But I think from, like, who would I rather play perspective, Arkansas is at number 14 above Auburn and South Carolina for me. At 13 is where I'm still going to keep the Kentucky Wildcats. I get it. They had a big win over Florida. I mean, it was massive. And who else did they beat barely? It was Auburn, right? They barely got by Auburn, and then they beat the crap out of Florida. And I still don't think Kentucky's. I don't know. Maybe they're hitting their stride. I said it last week. Maybe what if Kentucky is hitting their stride? And man, I think that is the case. But overall, I just can't put that much trust in Kentucky to continue that. So give me Kentucky at 13.
So at 13, I do have Florida. So I've got Kentucky higher than them. I've got Florida there because I think that Florida is currently trending down.
I agree with that.
And Kentucky is trending up. And we saw the on the field results this past week where Kentucky
DJ get benched.
Yeah, he got benched, and Kentucky just trounced Florida in a game that I never expected. You know, we joked last week about, all right, one of us going to take Kentucky in this ball game. I mean, Kentucky's got Florida's number as of late, and neither one of us did. So I've got Florida at 13. It's a bad look all the way around.
To be fair, I've never seen Florida give up that many points, even in their losses. I just did not expect that.
Yeah, I never expected that with how good Florida's defense has looked this year, especially.
Yeah, that was wild. But again, you agreed that this wasn't necessarily results-based. This was like who's kind of favored on who's got maybe a better roster than who. Like, that's kind of where I'm standing at, because I know people are going to be like, how, after that performance, are you still going to put Florida above Kentucky? And that's truly why. I think I'm not even going to say if they played that game again, Florida, because they're not. I think Florida is trending down in a massive way. But I've had this bad taste in my mouth about Kentucky this entire year that I just can't get out. But kudos to them for not giving up on the year. I mean, they are fighting hard.
Yeah, and I do have Kentucky over Florida, but only one spot ahead of them. I've got Kentucky sitting at 12. You know, once again, they're trending upwards. They're still not a good team overall. I mean, if you matched them up against any SEC team, they're likely to be favored against maybe Arkansas. I mean, they weren't favored against Auburn and ended up beating them outright. Maybe South Carolina. But really, I think it's just Auburn that they would be – Arkansas that they would be favored over.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kentucky is trending upwards, though. They found something with their quarterback. When they are healthy, when they're healthy, they're not a bad team overall. But
was it McGowan, that running back? Solid dude.
Yeah,
solid.
McGowan. But real quick, because I'm not trying to take up too much time, you know what I think was the worst thing to happen to Kentucky for this season?
The worst thing to happen to Kentucky this season was them just starting out right. The other quarterback.
No, the worst thing that happened to them was to beat Florida, because that gives Mark Stoops a reason to be extended for another year. If they had just went 3-9 or possibly 2-10 this season, then you've got every reason in the world to fire him. But now you've won 2 SEC games, including trouncing Florida in a game. So,
and the offenses look good in 3 back. Well, I won't say they look good against Auburn, but I mean they looked good against us, right?
Yeah.
But we just blew them out of the water. I mean, they look terrible defensively. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. All right, so my 12, we did the same thing again. I have Florida at 12, Kentucky 13. You have obviously Florida 13, Kentucky 12. But for the reasons you're saying, man, Florida, in my opinion, still a better roster. Are they a better team? Probably not. Especially now that you've done put doubt in DJ Lagway, which he already had doubt in his mind, but he's obviously not playing with confidence. We're going to say all this, and Tennessee's still going to go lose next week. But overall, I just can't put Florida much higher, especially given the on-field performances that I've been seeing. Now, at number 11, that is where I am actually going to hot take, if you want to call it a hot take. I'm going to put LSU over the one win in the conference, Mississippi State. I kind of went ahead and gave you the 10th one. I'm sorry, that's 3 in a row. But I'm putting LSU at 11. Kind of the same reasons that you had for Florida. I just think that program's trending down. As good as their defense is, offense has not been there all year. Even in their wins, they've been really terrible. Their defense has really carried them. So I'm going to put LSU 10, Mississippi State, or I'm sorry, LSU 11, Mississippi State 10.
All right, so you had Mississippi State at 10.
That's right. Who is your 11 spot?
All right, so my 11th spot, this is where I have Mississippi State. You know, they've played well all season long, except for that Georgia game. I mean, I was talking about last week how they arguably are, you know, a couple plays away from only having one loss on the season. And now, you know, it would be 2 losses after last week, which is true. But, you know, you can play the ifs, ands, buts, shoulda, coulda, wouldas all day long. They're right now sitting at 1-5 in the conference overall. Let's see, the overall record is, where is it at? 5-5. So, I mean, not a bad season overall. They just have to win one more game to be bowl eligible in a season where most people wrote them off. But they just can't figure out how to win a game. They can't finish a game out. And when you can't do that, other teams are going to find a way to win. My number 10. Let's see. Yeah, my number 10. I actually have Missouri. Just one spot ahead of Mississippi State. I think Missouri should be higher on this list, but when Bo Pribula went down, so did a lot of Missouri's chances because they're on a third-string quarterback right now, and Hardy cannot carry them the rest of the season by himself. He's not Cody Schrader, and you don't have the skill players on the outside like you have in the past as well for your quarterback. I mean, you remember Brady Cook. He was doing a lot of things with his legs, but he also had guys like Luther Burden and Theo Wees out there he could throw to as well. And then you had the best overall player in Cody Schrader out there. You don't have that. Ahmad Hardy, I think that's how you say his first name. He's not him. He's not Cody Schrader. He's good, but not he's not carry the team type good. So that's why I have Missouri right now at number 10.
Right on. I have Missouri at number 9. I do.
Did we get off on our? Oh, never mind. I see what I did. Sorry.
No, you're good. I messed up by going. I gave you 11, or I gave you 12, 11, and then 10. So I gave you kind of like 3 in a row there. But my number 9.
You're good.
Yep, my number 9 again is right above Mississippi State. But at the 9 spot for me. Do you want me to go ahead and give you the 8, or would you like to go ahead?
You can do the 8.
All right, this is where it gets nuts and bolts really kind of good, and where I'm going to get a lot of hate, and I don't care. This is who I believe is better than who. I don't care about on-field results. And honestly, my list has already kind of said that because I have Arkansas 2-17 as number 14 rather than 16. So I have at the 8th spot, Texas. Yeah, very low. Texas to me is just not that special, man. They're okay. They're not bad. They're not a bad team. I just think the other 7 teams most likely will beat them. Again, I understand they beat Oklahoma. I credit you that. But just like the whole Tennessee-Florida thing, Tennessee's been better than Florida a number of years, and they just have something about that game where they just can't come through. Doesn't necessarily make Florida a better team overall, or in this case, Texas a better team overall. Oklahoma just couldn't get it done. But I think Oklahoma, especially with a healthy John Mateer that can run the ball, I think that's definitely overlooked. And for that reason, I got Texas number 8.
So my number 8, because you did have Missouri at number 9, correct?
I did have 9.
Okay,
Missouri. I might have skipped that. I'm sorry.
All right.
Yes,
so,
I have
so
Missouri.
No, I've got everything straightened now.
There you go.
So my number 8, I have Oklahoma here.
Yep, that's fair.
And I mean, you can sit here and say on the field results show that Texas should be on top of Oklahoma, but I do think that Texas is a better football team than Oklahoma as well, which is why I have Oklahoma there. Oklahoma has got a decent team overall, But man, injuries have plagued that team
2 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, if we were talking about Oklahoma at the beginning of the season with a healthy John Mateer, I think Oklahoma might be top 5 or maybe 6 at the lowest, really, because they were playing well then. I know they didn't play a lot of tough competition, but playing well. Since then, Mateer has not been the same. You've got a makeshift offensive line at this point, which I know what people are going to say. You beat Tennessee, and yeah, they did. They beat Tennessee. Well, actually, no, Tennessee beat themselves, but that's a side story. But that's where, once again, I think Tennessee is a better team than Oklahoma is.
This is power
And
ranking.
yeah, even though the on-the-field results did not show that, but I've got Oklahoma at number 8. Number 7, I've only got Texas one spot ahead of them. I've got Texas at number 7, kind of for the same reasons that you said. I don't think Texas is all that good of a team. Arch Manning also has not played well this year. They've got a dang good defense. I'll give them that. And that's the only reason that they've won as many games as they have so far this year. But the offense is just not there. It's taking a step back, and Arch Manning has got to figure some things out before next season, if he's even the quarterback next season at Texas.
That's right. So just for clarity, above Missouri at 10 for you, you had LSU at 9, right?
Yes.
Right on. All right. That's what I wanted to make sure. All right. And then, yeah, me and you did the same thing for the 7 and 8 spot. So it just reversed, right? Again, I have Texas at 8, I have Oklahoma at 7. I get it. On-field result didn't happen. I don't care. I think Oklahoma right now is just a better team. Let's see. Number 6. This is where it's going to get really controversial. I got Vanderbilt. I think Vanderbilt's a good team. A lot of people sleeping on them, but you're not in this power ranking because obviously you have them in the top 6 as well. But I do think Vanderbilt is a better football team right now than Oklahoma or Texas. So, and here's where I'm very confident. I still feel like we're a better team than Vanderbilt. So if we don't beat ourselves, I feel confident going into that game that we will beat Vanderbilt. So that's why I have Vanderbilt at the 6th spot. What say you?
So that's exactly where I have Vandy as well.
Right on.
I've got Vandy as 6. They're a good team. They are. I mean, let's call a spade at this point. Vanderbilt is a good team. But when you look at the other 5 teams that are ahead of them right now, because both of us have these 5 teams ahead of Vandy right now. Yep. Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. I think all 5 of these teams are better than Vanderbilt. Now, on any given day, could Vanderbilt beat any of these teams?
Sure.
I think yes.
Especially with the way Tennessee is liable to beat themselves on top of that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Vanderbilt could very well beat
Tennessee. Ole Miss has looked questionable against Washington State.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
So I do have Vanderbilt at 6 because I think Tennessee's got a better team. But I do think that Vandy any given day could beat them, including coming up here in a couple of weeks. Number 5, this is where I do have Tennessee. When you look at the other teams that are left, I just can't sit here and say that Tennessee has a better team than any of them. I think, once again, Tennessee could beat any one of these teams on any given day, but they don't have a better team than any of them overall. So I've got Tennessee at number 5.
Yeah, same thing. I got Tennessee at number 5 as well. I'm glad that you had the same thing because I was afraid that some people may think that was a homerish take. I don't care. I think Tennessee is still a top 5 team in the SEC. Obviously, the standings are not going to look that. I mean, if you look at standings, I think they're 7th or 8th. I don't care about the standings. I'm talking about who's a better team. And that's up to them, man. They're going to have to lock in and finish season 9-3 to somewhat get, in that 6th spot in the standings, but whatever. Number 4 is where I got Ole Miss. I think they're a great team. I just think I'm cautiously optimistic with Ole Miss. I think they're very beatable, but they keep getting the results. So at the end of the day, I've got Ole Miss at the 4th spot.
Co-signing, man. I've got Ole Miss at number 4 as well. It's just they keep winning games. I mean, their only loss on the season right now is to Georgia in a game that they literally should have won. I mean, they controlled the game for the first 3 quarters, but that's why we play 4 quarters. And Georgia just dominated that 4th quarter of the ball game. If they play again 9 more times, I think it might be a split 50-50 as far as who wins. And I do think that Georgia's probably got a better team overall than Ole Miss does, which is why I've got Ole Miss at that number 4 spot. Number 3, entering the top 3. For me, 2 and 3 is a toss-up, and this is where I am going to lean to the on-the-field results. I've got Georgia at number 3. I think that you could sit here and argue that Kirby has got the better roster, the better team at Georgia. but ultimately that team's not playing to their potential, in my opinion. I think that the talent that you have on that roster, you're just not getting the results that you want to. You did finally blow out a team in the SEC in Mississippi State last week, but you really have played close against teams this year that you shouldn't have, a lot closer. So I've got Georgia at number 3.
Ditto, brother. I got Georgia at number 3 as well. But I think the likes of us agreeing on everything is going to change here, because I'm going to go different than what every media outlet will go. A&M's going to have to prove it to me. They're at number 2. I truly, and for that matter, Alabama's number 1 because that's the only one left. So, but A&M is number 2 solely for the fact that they have the possibility to make the SEC championship without playing the likes of, I don't know, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Oklahoma. Is that the other? Like literally 5 of the 6 or 5 of the 7 top teams, not counting themselves in this list, they either avoided having to play, and they could make it's not their fault, and I get that, and they've won every game that they can win, and I give them credit. They look great. But Alabama is playing like the best team in the SEC right now. I don't care that they lost the first game of the year. They are, any chance I've had to doubt them, they've gone out and won by double digits. It is what it is at this point. I just think Alabama's the best team in the SEC at the moment.
I think you make great arguments there. And, I could sit here and I could say the exact same thing that you did, and I would feel right about that. But I am going to put Alabama at number 2 because this was a team that, they got embarrassed in their first game of the season. They could have laid down and died.
They
and
took
they
that
didn't.
personally.
They sure did. I couldn't even count the amount of times this year I have picked against Alabama because I'm like, all right, we're going to see this team finally stumble.
Well,
you
got to see in your mind, right? You got to think you're going to see that type of team again, right? There's no way they could just wash it completely. It's going to show back up eventually, right? No, not yet.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, all that Alabama has done is win this year, and kudos to them for that. But the reason I've got Texas A&M at number 1 is because they've also done that. And they've done it a lot of times in dominating fashion.
Yeah.
You've seen a couple of games this year against teams
Missouri.
that they probably
third-string quarterback Missouri.
Yeah, they did. There's been games this year that you look at Texas A&M and you're like, yeah, they probably should have won by bigger than that. But then you look at other games where you're like, well, the game probably should be close, and it's like, man, Texas A&M just dominated them. And you also went on the road to South Bend and got a win against a good Notre Dame team. I know everybody's talking about, well, what has Notre Dame done this year? Okay, what has Texas A&M done this year? What has Vanderbilt done this year? What have any of these SEC teams that haven't played some of the top teams in the conference done this year? You can say the same thing about Notre Dame, and Texas A&M went on the road and beat that team. So all they've done is win, and they're undefeated right now.
Yeah.
So I've got them at number 1 in the conference.
Yeah, and the only reason why I talk crap about Notre Dame is because they've lost the 2 real meaningful games that they had on their schedule the first 2 weeks of the year, and they don't really have that third big game on the schedule. They don't really have a big win after that. And they'll make the playoff because they'll be 10-2. So like, it's just like that whole record is what you are type situation. Like, I'm not advocating for Tennessee to make the playoff because obviously they still got work to do themselves, but let's just say they went out and they beat Vanderbilt, who will be a ranked team. That'll be a ranked win. And they do have 3 losses, but at that point, the 3 losses, if we're being real, Oklahoma may lose another game, if not 2 more, right? Or no, maybe 1 more. So Oklahoma won't necessarily be a top 10 team, or I think they're 11th right now. But as of right now, we're speaking, we've got 3 of our losses are in the top 11. That's insane. If Notre Dame had to do the same thing, I just don't see it happening. But that's my only beef with Notre Dame, or any team like that fails in the games that they're not supposed to, but then like literally play cupcakes the rest of the year and they get credit for it. Tennessee Football 247 comes in and says, what do you think about Danny White wanting to build onto Neyland Stadium? And here's to what I say. Expected. I thought it was only a matter of time. I think that's why you've seen all these money prices, the prices of everything going up and up and up. It's not just for the players, guys. It's also for the university. The university's got to sink some money into it. If we keep selling out games, which I believe we're up to 27 games in a row now of sellouts, which is kind of insane when you're thinking about the non-conference opponents that we play inside Neyland, that is a perfect opportunity for a family maybe less fortunate to be able to take their family to the games, which is awesome. But any type of SEC game nowadays, you can't find a ticket less than $150 a pop in the upper bowl. So, I like this idea. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, or to the likes of like how many more seats is realistic to even add, if it's just 5,000 or if maybe they even add 10,000. But I would like to see it happen. But I do think we're quite a bit away. I mean, I think we're 5 years out from this being a finished product.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the plans are behind it before I start getting excited about this right here. Because I agree with you. I think this is a great thing, and I 100% agree with you as well that that's another reason why you're seeing these ticket prices go up. It's not all because of the talent fee. The university does also have to sink money into this as well. I mean, look at the baseball stadium. You got to sink money into things if you want it to
80
continue
million
to be
here,
successful.
100 million there. We're not talking about what they've already done to Neyland State. I mean, I went to the
Yes.
restroom. I went to the restroom in the lower bowl last time I went to the Dartmo game. I went to the lower bowl restroom on the south end zone, right? Usually terrible. I mean, the hallway used to be like 8 foot wide, right, for 100,000 people or 50,000 people if we're talking on one end of the end zone. But, it used to be like 8 to 10 feet wide, and you're walking through and you go to the bathroom and it's just a trough there, right?
Mhm.
Well, I walked into the bathroom. You had like 50 feet of width of walkway now, which is awesome. And then you go in the bathroom and it's like urinals. It's new stuff. And I'm like, hey, all right, dude. We actually have a bathroom. And TVs are up everywhere
RIP
now.
Petrovs.
Exactly. We got TVs now hanging everywhere in the lower bowl. Like, we look like a more modern stadium, which is awesome. But like, you don't realize just hanging up TVs in the stadium everywhere down lower, but whatever. Not that I think that they're necessary, because honestly, they're not. But I mean, that right there is millions of dollars worth of work. So I think it's only been a matter of time on this. But again, you're talking a year or two to even get the deal passed, a year or two in design, and then possibly another year or two in construction. I just don't see this happening in the next season or two. I mean, this is going to be like a 5 to 10 year project, in my opinion. But Danny White's been known to surprise me before.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think that it could happen sooner, but odds are it is going to be kind of a long-term type deal to get worked out. But it's exciting to at least talk about it anyway, because I mean, it's been a while since Neyland Stadium has expanded. As a matter of fact, due to recent upgrades and stuff,
We've actually gone
the
down.
capacity has gone down. At
That's
one
right.
time, I think Tennessee was
102,
third.
455.
Well, at one time, quite a while ago, they were like the third highest in capacity. It was like 107, 108,000, only behind the Big House and maybe
Penn State,
maybe Penn State or Texas A&M, whichever one of them is next.
Well, A&M,
highest.
A&M upgraded to that after the Manziel days. They built that thing up. But yeah, I mean,
That's right. Yeah.
it's all about demand. And right now, there's still a wait list of about 27,000 fans that are trying to get some season tickets. So as long as that stays there, I mean, yeah, Danny White's really kind of forced to add on. So, but you got to credit that to Hypo and the boys for staying good, just keeping people wanting to come to the game and wanting to watch a good product on the field. So kudos to that. All right, man.
Yeah.
Wrapping up on the SEC Power Rankings, you want to head on to segment 2?
Yeah, let's go to segment 2. You want to give us our segment 2 sponsor?
Shoot, I think I might. It is P&L Business Services. We know firsthand that getting your monthly reporting, your invoicing, your bill pay, taxes, and other essential business services right is critical. That's why at P&L Business Services, we go beyond bookkeeping by providing you with everything you need in your back office so you can have your time back, the peace of mind to do what you love most, which is building your business. Behind every successful business is a great bookkeeper. Guys, I mean, this is essential, right? This is what takes the stress off your shoulders so that you can continue to do what you love, what you wanted to do to begin with, your entrepreneurship and whatnot. This is something that when tax season comes around, all that stress is just gone because P&L Business is going to take it off your hands. And this is something that has been a burden to you over the last couple of years. And heck, maybe you're still on some deadlines on last year's taxes. Reach out to P&L Business Services by going online to pnlbusinessservices.com and allow them to take that weight off your shoulders. We appreciate you, P&L Business Services, for your continued support of the channel. What we got for segment 2? We doing preview, some picks.
Yeah, let's do a little bit of preview. Kind of not necessarily, as I said earlier, talk about what we got to do to win, what New Mexico State can do to win. Because honestly, Tennessee should win this game, and it should be no problem. What do we expect? What do we need to see out of this game here?
I want to see us take control of the running game. You're going to see the shots. I mean, Joey Aguilar is going to have 4 or 5 tutties. That's fine. I want to see Bishop. I want to see Starr. I want to see Peyton Lewis get 80 to 100 yards each. Like, I want to see the running game come back. We've missed it the last couple games, several games, and I just want to see the run game. Defense, don't give up more than 13 to 17 points. Like build on that Oklahoma game, right? Build on that Oklahoma game. That was your best tackling game of the year. And I just want to continue that, I guess. But that's what I'm expecting to see. No disrespect to New Mexico State. They have some good talent. I mean, half their team went to Vanderbilt, and you see what that's become. But overall, I do think Tennessee gets by pretty easily here.
Yeah, I agree. And, I want to see.
This is going to happen, by the way. This is
100%.
There's going to be, like I said, there's going to be 4 or 5 of them that are go for tutties. Don't worry about that. Might even see, dare I say, Merklinger get a deep shot in there.
So that kind of gets into what I want to see. So obviously with the first teamers, I just want to see good, clean football. I want to see complimentary football. I want to see improvement on what we should have seen improvement on the entire season long that we've honestly kind of regressed in. And when it comes to the running game, I'm not even going to put it on the running backs wanting to see them improve. I want to see the offensive line improve to open some running lanes for those running backs. I mentioned it last week when we did our position rankings. I feel like the running backs, they're doing okay overall, but when you don't have any running lanes anywhere, then it's hard to get anything out of it. And our offensive line has just not looked good over the last several games. So I want to see offensive line step up and improve, which will open up that running game, which then opens up those deep shots that you're talking about there. So 100% agree. As far as defense goes, I completely agree with you. Just need to build upon what we saw in that Oklahoma game.
We got to get the confidence up, because I don't care how bad our next week's opponent is. We've got to be clicking on all cylinders.
100%.
So this is definitely a glorified scrimmage for Tennessee. Stay healthy and maybe even get some guys back. But we got to be ready to rock and roll when we travel down to Gainesville, even if they're not even playing for a bowl game. I don't care. We've got to play our absolute. There's no better opportunity to win in Gainesville than we're getting next week. And I'm not even trying to overlook New Mexico, but let's be real here. We're 40-point favorites. Okay, we should cover the spread in the first half. Period.
Is it bad that I'm nervous that we might not cover the spread? I think we're going to win, but I don't know if we cover the spread.
We're covering the spread in the first half. It's a best bet. I will alternate spread first half 39.5 all day long. So, and I will screenshot you the picture to do it. Bet responsibly. But I will put $1 on it. Don't you worry. I bet that return is like plus 400. Don't you worry.
It could be, yeah.
I might make $5 on that bet right there. Which with how Rakin with Jake's going, or that's a good day. All right, I had to get the first shot in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think this is like, and that's why I kind of alluded to in the beginning of the show is like I am actually more excited about some of the other games this week than Tennessee's. But I'm going to be glued to this game. I'm watching the boys, but like we should win. We should win handedly, and let's watch some other teams lose, and let's just see what kind of chaos can ensue. Because honestly, my goal now at the end of the year is just finish the top 15, be one of the first 4 teams out of the playoff, and build on that for next year. That's my goal.
Yeah. So how soon do we want to see the backups, more specifically Merklinger / McIntyre, coming into this game?
Either right out of half or the next drive out of half. I know sometimes coaches like to let the ones get the first drive out of the half, but definitely 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, we should be completely foot off the gas. Not necessarily foot off the gas, but take out the starters and stay healthy. There's no sense in somebody getting hurt in this game. Absolutely none.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I would absolutely love
second quarter
to see late in the second quarter. Now, do I think they're going to do that? No, because you still got to get your starters to work. So let them play the first half. Then
You've got
open up
two
the second half.
Blitnikoff candidates. Let them get their stats here.
Mhm.
Other candidates don't care if they're playing a cupcake. They're going for stat. At the end of the day, when they look at who's supposed to win it, right? They don't care who you got the stats against. They're just looking at the total stats. Let them get their stats in this game. Yeah, Tennessee football 247. Let's see them deep shots to Brazel. Let's see them to Braley, Brazel Dazzle, Braylon Staley. Let's see it. Mike Matthews ain't even out of the picture. He's done really well. He just had that drop early in the season, kind of knocked his confidence down a little bit, but he's been great. So, man, I love what I'm seeing out of Ethan Davis, though. I would love for him to really, really take a leap in the final quarter of the season here. He's dangerous. If he's healthy,
Absolutely.
If he's healthy, Ethan Davis might be one of the best tight ends in the country.
Completely agree with you. I mean, what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, he's without a doubt our best tight end when he's healthy. And that's saying something. When we thought coming in, Miles Kitselman might be an outside shot at a draft pick. Granted, late round draft pick, but
He
might
hasn't
be an
really done
outside
much
shot.
this year. He hasn't really done much this year to help that stock. Not really.
No, absolutely not. But no, I really want to see those young guys get out there and get some time, because even though we're not talking about next season yet, there's going to be some decisions, especially at the quarterback position, that are going to have to be made not only by the staff, but by the players themselves. I mean, you're going to have 3 scholarship quarterbacks next year. And I'll only talk about this briefly because we still got games to go. We still got things to play for this year. We got 3 scholarship quarterbacks next year that any one of them could start next season. And these reps are going to be very meaningful for whoever takes that spot next year.
Hot take. We're not going to have all 3 of those guys next year.
I don't think we will either.
In today's age, there's just no way I can believe that we'll. And maybe we will for the spring, but until that rule changes, somebody's going to leave before the start of next year.
But all right, so I'm glad that you brought that up. You almost have to leave before the spring, though, if you're going to leave,
Yes,
because remember they took away that spring portal. They took
Oh,
away
they did,
portal
didn't they?
after spring practice.
Okay. I didn't know if that rule has actually been in effect or not. So okay.
Yes. So if any of them are going to leave, they're going to have
They'll
to
leave
do
in
it.
January.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Both season. Right. They're going to opt out or whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
That's cool. Right on. Anything else on this game other than I just want to see some fireworks, bro? I want to see them run out of fireworks. Actually, I want to see craziness.
Yeah, no, I mean, just go out there and take care of business, because if you don't, then some things are really going to start being.
I like the noon slot here,
sad.
or the mid of the afternoon slot, not the noon, not the evening, but I like it being at the 4 o'clock spot.
Yeah,
3 o'clock.
I guess the only other thing, we are wearing the gray uniforms.
Yes. I still the gray pants that are lighter still not coming around on me. Somebody even said if they would have worn last year's gray pants with the stars on the stripe, that would go really good with this year's tops. And honestly, I could see that. Like that would look good. But I understand why they did it, right? It's to mimic the uniform. It just doesn't mesh well to me. I don't know.
I'm still not.
Tennessee Football 247 says let's drop a bill on them. Let's drop a bill. Benjamin.
That'd be
No, I'm
nice.
joking. I mean, what Kim Caldwell's doing right now, that Lady Vols Belmont team, Lady Belmont. What are they? The Bulldogs? What is Belmont?
They're the Bruins.
Bruins. The Lady Bruins basketball. What the Lady Vols are doing to them right now?
I didn't even see the score lately. I know it was.
I clicked off after the first
halftime.
quarter. It was 25-11 first quarter, so they're on pace to hang a bill.
Well, at halftime, they only scored 7 points in the second quarter. I know that much, but I don't know what's happened in the second half.
I take back my statement. I cannot believe it. Dude, they were getting a steal like every other possession. How in the world they only get 7 points in the second quarter? It's not talking about baseball right now. Mm-mm.
We brought it up. So, no, I'm just kidding. But
no, because the Lady Vols have already kind of like frustrated me this year already. So we will talk about it later, but they're fine.
I was gonna say, all I will say is this: they will be fine this year. They just got to gel together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you want to go ahead and get into some picks?
Mm-hmm. Especially now that I know one of yours. Spoiler alert. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Our segment 3 sponsor, it is Kaizen Painting. Do you want a colorful life? Kaizen is a painting and drywall company that provides residential, commercial, exterior, and interior services. At Kaizen Painting, we understand the importance of a beautifully painted home and properly installed and repaired drywall. We're here to bring your vision to life. We care about providing you with a personalized, efficient, and quality service. If you live in Knoxville and surroundings, contact us for a free estimate at kaizenpainting.com. Color your life the Kaizen way. So, starting off this week, take off this graphic here. Starting off this week, we do have the noon slot. This is on on ESPN. Is South Carolina going up against Texas A&M. Now, before we get here, all right, Texas A&M is a 19.5-point favorite. And I've got a feeling both of us are going to pick A&M, correct?
Correct.
All right. You want to go off the spread for this one?
Yes.
All right. Texas A&M, I do not believe covers in this game.
All right.
I think South Carolina keeps it closer, but I do think Texas A&M wins the ball game. So give me South Carolina to cover, Texas A&M to win.
I think the noon slot helps South Carolina so much.
Definitely.
But to be different, I am going to pick A&M to cover. It's so hard. There's no way I think this happens, to be honest with you. Three tutties over South. They are at home, but I just think at a noon slot, I don't know how realistic that is. But South Carolina is not playing good when they're not playing good. When they're playing good, they honestly could probably beat anybody. But that's like Lenore Sellers playing out of his mind, and he's having to carry the offense as usual. But yeah, give me A&M to cover 3 tutties. That's the only way I feel good about that is if they're up by 2 scores at halftime. Like if it's 24-10 at halftime, I feel good.
Yeah.
But if it's close at halftime, there's no. I don't see them covering. I don't see like a second half surge or anything. But maybe I don't know.
All right. So I take South Carolina to cover. You take A&M to cover. So next game on the schedule, it is Arkansas traveling to Baton Rouge to play against the Tigers.
That is not
LSU.
what I had. What the heck?
LSU a 5.5-point favorite at home. What was the next one that you had?
Oh, it's because I'm an idiot. I had the top 25 on instead of like all. That's unfortunate. I ain't even gonna talk about it. Shut up. Oh, look at that! It's right there, dude. It's crazy. It's almost like I was there the whole time. Do we truly believe? Give me Arkansas. LSU's garbage. Taylor Green, I'm not even going to say legacy game. Is he playing?
To my knowledge, he is.
I just think they can score more than LSU. Even with LSU's great defense, I think Arkansas can score more. I could see them winning this game 24-20. 20. Yeah, give me Arkansas. I don't care that it's in Baton Rouge. It's 1 o'clock. Be all right.
Yeah, I mean,
or 11:45 local time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Arkansas definitely can score enough points, but kind of on the same deal with Auburn. I kind of think that this LSU team is going to be a little bit more free without Brian Kelly there than with him there. I do think that Brian Kelly was holding them back. So I think I am going to take LSU. I'm going to take LSU close. I think it's a very close ball game here.
Did they score a tutty against Alabama, or was it just 3 field goals to get to 9? Because they had 9 points, didn't they? It was 3 straight field goals, wasn't it?
I think you're right. I think it was. I think it was 3 straight field goals.
About my pick. Give me Arkansas.
All right. Sorry, I'm finishing up this next graphic real quick.
Because it is. I have Tennessee Tech, Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I mean, do you want to do the spread here? Wink, wink.
Do the spread here?
Yeah. Wink, wink, wink.
No, let's do it straight up, man.
You're crazy, bro.
Let's do it straight up.
All right. Give me Kentucky.
I've got the graphic pulling up here.
How did you look up the Tennessee Tech logo that quick? I didn't even realize you could find that on Google.
I actually still had it saved from where
We
Tech
played
has
them?
played Tennessee in
Yeah,
baseball.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so come on, where'd it go?
We're
There it is.
live.
All right, yeah, we are live. So don't know why the time is not on there, but Tennessee Tech traveling to Kentucky. Kentucky is a 21.5-point favorite. And can I also say, this is an undefeated Tennessee Tech team.
They are 10-0.
Give me Tennessee Tech to win the game outright. This is also my upset pick of the week. Tennessee Tech to win this game outright.
Buddy, how desperate are you?
I think that this can happen.
It probably could. Especially with Kentucky riding the absolute high of their life. Kentucky hasn't beaten a team like they've beaten Florida in I literally don't know how long. So how do they look the week after that is fascinating. Especially with Tennessee Tech, who they all think is a win. Tennessee Tech's undefeated. They don't even know what it's like to lose this year. So it is fascinating of a matchup. But I think Cutter Bowley's just playing too good right now. Give me Kentucky.
I mean, you could be 100% right on there, but ultimately, am I reaching for straws here? Yeah, a little bit because I am down.
No, we just had Kentucky, period.
That too. But I genuinely, I'm not even being crazy here. I genuinely think
every crazy
that,
person says they're not being crazy.
Tennessee Tech can pull this game out. Obviously, it's an FCS team going up against an FBS team, which makes it hard. But I think that this 100% can happen.
Is Kentucky really? Nah, whatever. No, I like it, dude. I was wondering. I thought you were gonna go upset when you chose not to do the spread pick. Oklahoma versus Alabama, 3:30. This is the ABC game of the week. Alabama currently a 6-point favorite on Action 247. How are we feeling about this game? Is this
give me Alabama? Give me Alabama big. I don't even think the game is close. Oklahoma's defense is decent, but I think that Alabama is good.
I think
really
he's saying that Tennessee Football 247 saying that's crazy to your Tennessee Tech upset pick. Do we want Oklahoma to win this game? How about no? No, you do not want Oklahoma to win this game. I am all for drama, but you need unfortunately, Oklahoma is a little bit closer to you in the standings. You need them to fall. And then you need Alabama and Georgia to win out, period. You need your 2 losses of the 3. And for that matter, Oklahoma can win out after that. But you need Alabama and Georgia to run the table, period. That is exactly what you need. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. But of the 2, you would rather Alabama take care of business against Oklahoma. Because Alabama's in regardless. You could knock Oklahoma out if they lose this game. You're not knocking Alabama out. The only way that happens is they lose to Oklahoma and Auburn, which is
it's possible.
But it's
not possible.
I would never. I'm not even putting that on the screen. Ain't no way I'm saying that. No shot. I cannot believe you didn't even do the initials, brother. You literally spelled it out. I hope your phone screen just cracked. Probably because my face is on it. It's okay. I am going to ride with you. I think Alabama wins. I think they cover. I think Oklahoma should have lost against Tennessee because we really just didn't play well. I mean, and you got to credit Oklahoma for making the right plays at the right time. Oklahoma's not that good of a team. Truthfully, I'm just being honest here. They're not. There's a reason why they had to run a trick play and kind of cheat, skirt the rules a little bit to beat Auburn. Okay, they're not good. They got trenched by Texas. Okay, not good. And Texas is not even good. They can be. They play great sometimes. They have great defense, but compared to the top of the league, Alabama should roll with this one, especially at it being a home game for Alabama. If a revenge game for Alabama, I mean, come on. There's so many factors here that hurt Oklahoma. It's just, yeah, give me Alabama.
Yes. So
he don't even want it on the screen. I hear you.
So next game, it is Florida traveling to the Grove to play against Ole Miss. This is at 7 Eastern on ESPN. Ole Miss a 13.5-point favorite. Does Florida have anything for Ole Miss in this game?
You totally skipped our game, but I'll take Tennessee to cover.
I did, didn't I?
It's okay. I'll take Tennessee to cover. We both are going to pick Tennessee, right? You're not
Well,
going to pull it.
I mean, I can't leave out the graphics, so let me just and I tell you what happened. So
What it was?
so I go down the list on ESPN's website for the
Yeah.
games, and for some reason, it always puts Tennessee's game at the bottom of that list. So I don't know the reason why.
Not so sure on that one. Mine does it by the time they're played. So
Yeah, mine does it that way, except for the Tennessee game for some reason. I don't know what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyway.
I'm just glad that this one's on the SEC network. Was kind of afraid that they would give us a second game this year on the Plus network, but they didn't. They were nice. But give me Tennessee to cover. Give me them by 50. Literally, Vols by 50.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking earlier about how I don't know if Tennessee's going to cover, but Tennessee is going to cover.
Way to walk it back. I'm proud of you.
I mean, we gotta show differing opinions at least.
If this is not on Jake's segment, by the way, I will add a riding with Tarpley, and I'm taking the Vols and the over in this game. Okay,
I am not touching this.
I will absolutely I will absolutely take the Vols to cover. Don't you? Especially the game after the loss. Come on, man. We're about to we're hanging 70. So, anyways, it's all good.
Anyway, now we're getting to Florida against Ole Miss. Does Ole Miss have anything or does Florida have anything for Ole Miss in this game?
They did last year. There's no way that happens again. Give me Ole Miss. And I think Ole Miss covers.
I think Ole Miss wins, and I think they cover as well.
There it is. It is what it is, man. There's no way Alabama or Florida can bounce back from that freak. That loss was so bad to Kentucky. I just don't see how they can bounce back against an Ole Miss team that, again, a revenge spot for Ole Miss after last year. I mean, Florida kept them out of the playoff, point blank. So I think Ole Miss is going to have something for Florida. They got it at the Grove, like you mentioned. This is 7 on the ESPN network. This is probably there's no way this is Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit, right?
No, that'll be on the ABC game, but that's going to be Texas, Georgia, guarantee.
Okay, this will be in 7 o'clock on ESPN. I was like, maybe that's a chance, but no. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. ABC, Texas, Georgia. Yep. All righty. Is that the next game? Is that the next?
That is the next game. We have Texas. We have Georgia. This is 7:30 Eastern on ABC. Georgia 6.5 point favorite in this game.
I think, hot take, Texas wins the first half. Georgia will win this game and cover.
I completely agree with you. I know I need to make up games.
Even the first half?
Oh, no, I don't agree with you with the first half.
Okay,
I think that Georgia wins this game, and they win it big. I don't think Arch Manning has anything for Georgia.
I just think with the primetime spot, I just think it would be fascinating for like Texas take a lead, like by maybe 3. I don't know, 17-14 lead in the halftime, or 13-10 in the halftime, and then Georgia just comes out and does what they do in the second half, which is actually realize they have an offense, and Georgia's going to win this game. Yeah,
I mean it'd be interesting to see that. I just don't think that it's gonna happen. I think that Georgia's just gonna roll.
Texas if they lose this game, they would then be 7-3 alongside Tennessee. How far do they fall? That's what I want to know.
It's a great question.
Obviously, it's probably going to depend on how they look against Georgia, but this is exactly what I was alluding to. I do think a 3-loss team gets in the playoff. I still don't think it's Tennessee. There's no shot.
I agree.
Too many things going against Tennessee, and that's our fault, right? But it's just going to hurt that much more to think that a 3-loss team couldn't get in. But I think it can happen. I just don't think a world in which the ESPN world hates Tennessee. There's no way it's going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. But a team like Oklahoma or a team like Texas or a team like what other team could be 3-loss? Ole Miss wouldn't be. Anyways, it's going to be a 3-loss SEC team that makes it, and it's not going to be Tennessee. It's going to suck. Give me Georgia.
All right. Last game of the night, we have Mississippi State traveling to Como to play against Missouri. Missouri is a 7-point favorite in this game.
Skeeter, cover your ears. Give me the Bulldogs.
All All right.
You wanted the Bulldogs, didn't you? I'll take Missouri.
No. You got the pick, and I was letting you pick first to see what you would do there.
Ohio State lost 3 games. I bet you they'd be in the playoffs. Absolutely. And honestly, I still think they could lose to the Michigan Wolverines. I mean, they've lost 4 in a row. Okay, it's possible. Michigan, by the way, literally can still make the Big Ten championship.
They could, yeah.
All they have to do is beat Ohio State, which is crazy. Anyways, Mississippi State, Missouri.
Yeah, so I am going to take Missouri to win this game.
There you go.
I'm kind of going to allude to what I said in the power rankings earlier. I think that Missouri is trending down because of Bo Pribula. I also think that Mississippi State, they also brought in a backup quarterback against Georgia that looks a lot better than their normal starter in Blake Shapen. So who's going to start in this game for Mississippi State? Is it Shapen? Is it going to be the backup? I can't think what his name is off the top of my head, but he looks pretty good. I also think that Mississippi State has continuously found a way to lose games this season. And this game being in Como, I think the Missouri is going to pull it out. I don't know. I think that 7 points might be too much. I think it stays within a touchdown. But I think that Missouri gets a win.
There you go. That's going to do it for our SEC picks coming up in just a couple days. Upset pick of the week. You've already alluded to it. You're taking Tennessee Tech over Kentucky outright.
Yeah, 21.5 point spread, but I'm taking Tennessee Tech outright.
You have made up another game on me. Congratulations, you're only down by 18.
Now I do want to verify this because I did forget to write down this game last week. You did pick LSU over Alabama last week, didn't you?
I did, and they did not cover.
Okay, all right. So
I
that is
down. I took LSU to win, and I took LSU to outright, upset pick of whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the one game I had in question. So I did make up a game because of
close to covering, but they didn't. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I did make up one game.
Game. In a game where they only lost by 11, I think it was 9-20. That game felt like a blowout.
It did.
Like it didn't. I didn't feel like LSU had a chance from literally the moment Alabama scored the first touchdown. I was like, all right, here we go. Anyways, still got a fat lead. Can't choke it. There's no way I can choke this, right? Anywho,
the only listen, you're gonna win this year. The only way that you choke it is if I do something I have never done.
Upset pick of the weeks.
I was going to say, if I do something I have never done and just rattle off upset pick of the weeks, then I've got a shot.
I hear you. But I have a okay feeling about my upset pick of the week this week. I am taking the 3-6 Virginia Tech Hokies. Inner Sandman comes in the chat. To upset the Florida State Seminoles, who are a 14.5 favorite, which is absurd. I don't care how bad you think Virginia Tech is. Florida State, Mike Norvell is gone. There's no way that dude's coming back next year. This is I would call a zombie of a football team. There's no, what do they be playing for at this point? I just don't see it happening. Virginia Tech back against the wall to make a bowl game. You might get their best punch. Give me the Hokies.
All right, taking the Hokies.
The Hokies. Hokey pokey. All right, dude. Upset pick of the week. Now, we are still going to do our Rakin with Jake segment. Now, Jake will obviously not be here with us, but he has sent us what he thinks is going to happen Saturday. The Florida State Seminoles. The Florida State, did you hit enter too soon? Was there supposed to be something with that? Come on, talk to me. You got those picks pulled up, Michael?
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm pulling up the results. And what I'm actually going to do, just to have it to where it feels like Jake's still with us, we're going to pull up the graphic where at least it's got his name on there.
There you go.
We won't have his camera.
He is offline, if you can't tell.
Yeah, he is. He is offline. So let's look at Jake's stats from last week, as it honestly wasn't good. Last week, Jake went 1-4.
Yeah, should have hedged the bets.
Yeah, absolutely should have. But ultimately, let's you want to know how close we were last week? All right.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Indiana and Penn State, the total. So we did the under 50.5. and that score total was 51. Let's see. Auburn got beat by 7. We took it at 6.5. Of course, that Florida one was a blowout, and then the Oregon one. Oregon ended up only winning by, 2 points, 3 points, something like that. We got it at 6.5. So it was it was a rough week for us last week. Florida State.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. The Lady Vols were losing after the end of the third quarter.
What's the score now?
They were losing by 1 or 2 points going into the fourth quarter. And luckily, with 25 seconds, and I will say luckily, fortunately, they've kind of popped off in the fourth quarter and they're winning 66-58. Now 67-58 because they're shooting some free throws. But they pulled away in the fourth. But we got some things to fix. I mean, you can't lose the second and third quarter as bad as they did. They lost the second quarter by 8 points. They lost the third quarter by 9 points. We got. We talk about basketball later today, but my goodness, they almost lost to Belmont.
Yeah, but let's look at
Let's
some
pick number one here.
Picks. So Jake's number one pick that he gave us is Florida and Ole Miss under 53.5. And I don't feel terrible about this pick here because
Florida ain't scoring.
Florida's not scoring, and they've got a good defense. Now, it did not look like it against Kentucky, but I think that they could force Ole Miss into making some mistakes.
I agree with that.
So I think that this could stay under 53.5, 100%. It's hard to, and I also misspelled Florida there. I just realized, but
it's Florida. That's how we say it. I mean, honestly, nobody says Florida.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
That's true.
Florida,
but yeah, I think that this 100% could happen.
I do agree with this. I like this pick actually. This is a good one. I would make it a 2-unit.
A 2-unit.
I would make it a 2-unit.
I might would go to a 3-unit on this one.
There you go. See, we're feeling good. We gotta make him feel good on the first bet. That's probably his highest confident bet here. Confidence level the highest at least. And what's the next one? Because I don't feel like I'm gonna like all of these.
Yeah, I definitely am not gonna like all of these. I already said that earlier.
I mean, if we're looking at chances here, he's kind of got a losing record. So I just gotta like 2 or 3 of them to be average.
But you know what? It seems like every single week that I don't like his picks, that's when
they do good. I agree with that. So
but anytime I like,
we like these picks. Right now we're starting 0-1. Here we go.
Yeah. So South Carolina versus Texas A&M.
I
got Texas A&M minus 19.5.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but the fact that I picked it makes me like it. So probably not going to happen now because I picked it. But I'm all right with it. So he's feeling the same way I'm feeling. A&M's got to, though, right? I mean, they're fighting for that number 1 spot. And the only way they're going to get it ain't from a strength of schedule standpoint. It's going to be to stay undefeated and look good doing it. I test. So I like it. Now, obviously, A&M's going to have a chance to earn that number 1 spot. If they make it to the SEC championship and win against whoever that team is, especially if it's Alabama, and they win outright, yeah, A&M's going to be the number 1 seed going in the tournament. I don't care if Ohio State stays undefeated. At that point, A&M would just, in my opinion, have the better eye contact or whatever, however you want to say it. But
yeah, and this is one that I disagree on because I feel like you said it earlier that the noon slot here benefits South Carolina. And I think this is going to be one of those games that we see a classic Texas A&M for this year where they kind of sleepwalk through the first half. Then they start playing in the second half. But I think that even at that point, it's going to be close enough after the first half that 19.5 is going to be too many points. I do think that it's probably a 10 to 14 point win by Texas A&M, but 19.5 just seems like a little bit too much for me, at least for comfort.
Right on.
Next pick for Jake, it is Arkansas versus LSU. LSU covering 5.5.
I don't like it, but I hear you. Arkansas is technically the worst team in the SEC. LSU has one of the best defenses in the SEC. Despite how bad the team is playing overall. So I hear you, and it may happen, and I'm going to ride with it. I don't like it. What say you?
Honestly, I don't like it either. I picked LSU to win, but I think it's going to be like a 3-point win.
This could be like a 6-3 ball game, brother. This could be like
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel good about
What's
it.
the over under? I almost would feel better betting the under on this game. I don't know.
If you give me just a second, I've still got my action.
If it's anything below 40, give me the under here.
Let's see. That is the. You said what? So what was the number?
Anything below 40, I'm taking the under.
57.
That's our best bet. Hey, we're changing this. Jake, I'm sorry. Executive decision here. This is actually the under. We're taking the under here. Okay. All right. I'm joking. Bet responsibly. Only do what you want. But we're riding with. I can't mess up the segment here. We're raking with Jake. So if we lose, it's on Jake, not me. And I like that. I don't like being responsible for losing money. So, yeah. All right. Cool. But I will be adding. I might parlay that. No. Never parlay, actually.
Never parlay. Never.
This is a 1 unit bet. 1,000. This might be a half unit bet.
That's what I was going to say. It might be a half unit.
But we're on
just to say that I'm breaking with Jake.
That's right.
So now next game, he's got Tennessee Tech versus Kentucky, taking Kentucky to cover 21.5.
And you picked him out right to win. Kentucky, man, other than Florida, they can barely score 21 points in a game. So for me to think they're going to cover is kind of crazy. But Cutter Boley has been playing good. I mean, they scored 30 against us. They scored 30 against Florida. Sure, let's do it. I like it.
So here's what I will say. Jake sent us earlier minus 20.5.
But
I put 21.5 on here because it's moved, and that's what you can get it at right now, is at 21.5. So that extra point right there could make a difference. If Kentucky does win by 3 touchdowns, if you get it at 21.5, you win. If you get it at Jake's line of 20.5,
but that's a good sign because that means a lot of people are taking Kentucky to cover if that number is moving. So in that direction, at least. So now a lot of people believe in the Tennessee Tech Hawks or whatever they are, Eagles.
Golden
Eagles. I answered that. Cool. Yeah, I like it. I'm betting it.
Last game that Jake has this week.
1 unit. I'm feeling great about that.
That's a half a unit on.
Back to back half units. He's
because I'm taking Tennessee Tech outright. So.
No, you sounded like me because I ain't got much money left in my account, so I'm having them. All of these are actually half unit bets, but that's okay.
That too. Anyway, last game, I do feel confident in this one. Georgia minus 6.5 against Texas.
Absolutely. We're back, Jake. That a boy. All right, we're feeling good. And this is perfect. I'll feel good about half of these picks. So could we see 5-0 here? I don't know, but I'm just saying, can't get much worse. Oh, God, I just said
it. Yeah, so let's definitely hope for a better week this week. And just remember, make sure that you, if you do have a gambling problem, you do call that hotline number, 1-800-889-9789. If you do have a gambling problem, do not bet money that you do not have either, because it will get you in all sorts of trouble financially, as well as just life in general. Yeah, wife as well. But if you do decide that you want to gamble, make sure that you use Action 247. You do use a promo code Vol Fanatics. They are a proud sponsor of the podcast this season. So one more thing before we move on from this here. Skylar, do you know what our overall record is for picking WTF picks this season?
I think you're 10-2.
Close, 10-4.
10-4.
And last week we won in a big way, as the pick was Florida International to beat MTSU on the road.
Yeah,
and yeah, they won that one big time.
In fact, I believe as it got to kickoff, I believe FIU was back to being the favorite by 1.5.
They were.
You called it. You called it. They moved it, and then they went and demolished them. It's great. What a call.
Yeah, so just looking through right here, I'm going to see if there's any games this week that I feel confident in there being a WTF anywhere.
Arkansas or LSU.
Not quite.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't call.
But
That's fine. You scared.
let's see here. I actually do have one that piques my interest here. I'm going to keep looking just to make sure that there's no other ones, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it while it's there. Another ACC matchup. I seem to find a lot of games in ACC that's
Is it Louisville and
intriguing.
Clemson?
It's not. I looked at that one.
Okay.
I looked
They're
at that
playing
one,
Friday night, by the way.
Yeah, I looked at that one, but it's not that one. This is actually Virginia traveling to Duke at 3:30 Eastern on Saturday. Virginia, I believe they have 2 losses now after last week, but they're a 5-point underdog traveling to the Duke Blue Devils. And I think they can go on the road, especially if they did get upset last week. If you do want to fact check me on that, you can. I think they're going to be coming because they still got something to play for in the ACC. And I think that they can go travel on the road to Duke and get an outright victory there as a 5-point underdog.
Right on. Well,
So I am going to look through the rest of these just to make sure there's not another one. But
Yeah. Got anything else moving into the weekend as we get to watch some great football? Anything else on your mind before we wrap up tonight's show?
Only other thing I see, would you believe that BYU is actually favored once this season? minus 3.5 at home against TCU.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up, BYU.
Yeah.
One thing I'm going to bring up real quick, and it's we're not going to make a whole conversation about it, but there is a scenario I'm seeing going around the football media realm that the ACC is on the verge of not getting a playoff ticket, period. What say you?
Really?
Yeah.
So I have not seen this.
So there is
on this.
currently a 5-4 Duke Blue Devils team in the ACC that only has one conference loss. If they were to win out, in which they are favored to do so for the remainder of the season, they will make the ACC championship. If they win the ACC championship, the chances of them being ranked over 2 other group of 5 conferences is very not likely. And the rule isn't the top 5 power conferences. It's just the winners of the top 5 ranked winners of those conferences. So there is actually a chance. There is a world out there where you have the Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC, and then 2 group of 5 conference champions in the playoff. And
which we almost saw that last year.
Almost.
If you don't forget.
Especially with Clemson winning. Yes, absolutely. The only way they could get around that is if Miami being at 10-2 could somehow get an at-large bid as a non-conference winner. I highly doubt that. Highly doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think that they would do that. You know,
So,
it would be
something I've been hearing. Keep your eye on it, and I'm kind of rooting for it. I want to see some chaos, dude. I think it'd be crazy.
Yeah, because let's look at the ACC real quick.
I still think Georgia Tech's going to take care of business, but it's either them, Louisville, Miami. Obviously, Miami doesn't control their own destiny, though. So
yeah, right now at the top of the conference, you've got 8-1 Georgia Tech, 5-1 in the conference, 8-2 Virginia, 5-1 in the conference, 7-2 Pitt, 5-1 in the conference, SMU 7-3, 5-1 in the conference, Duke 5-4, 4-1 in the conference, and then you got Louisville at 7-2, 4-2 in the conference, Miami 7-2, 3-2 in the conference. And what about Louisville? You picked them a week too late. Because you picked them the week before to lose, and they won that one, but then they choked it last week.
I just think it's crazy how you have 4 or 5 of those teams be 5-1 in the conference, and it's not Miami, it's not Clemson, it's not. I don't even think it's Louisville. I think Louisville has 2 losses in the conference now. Like it's crazy. Georgia Tech, baby, a team of destiny.
You know, Clemson has got a shot at not even making a bowl game this year.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Yep,
they're 4-5 this year, playing against Louisville,
and they still got South Carolina.
They still got Louisville this week. They got South Carolina at the end of the season, and one more in between. All right, they'll win that game. They play against Furman before they play against South Carolina. So
South Carolina will be for a bowl game. Period. Most like no, they might. It's either they might have 6 wins by then, to be honest with you. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, I thought that was a fun fact that could add some intrigue to some game watching. You know, if one of the SEC big games this weekend kind of get unwatchable, maybe watch the ACC kind of implode here.
Yeah. So, question for you: what have you decided to use since YouTube TV is still acting up and not allowing ESPN, ABC, and all that?
Yes, so I'm in a very blessed position to I'm not necessarily paying out of pocket. My family will purchase a package, and then we can you can do shared devices. So I love the fact that we can do that. So we tried to find something that allowed that. So we went with Fubo TV. You're allowed to do so many devices outside the home, and then also up to 5 devices within the home. And when I say device, I'm talking the big TV devices, not mobile devices. I don't think they even care about that. I've not hit a streaming limit once on my phone or anything like that. But Fubo TV is where it's at. It's been good to us so far. It's a little bit different to use as a guy that's very much familiar with YouTube TV and the way you navigate through the menu and the guide and all that. Fubo TV is a lot different. It's taken me a while to get the things that I want to the algorithm that I had or whatnot. But overall, the streaming experience has been second to none. It's been awesome. But I don't know cost-wise what it is. I don't pay it. Like I said, I'm in a very blessed position to not have to pay for TV. But I do pay for the internet, which is arguably probably more expensive, especially with the internet that I go with. So that I can do things like this. I can game, I can work, whatever from the house. And I don't like the lag. I don't like to skip frames or anything like that. And I like to be able to do this show right here and not have to worry about somebody not hearing me. It's stuff like that. So I did spend a lot of money on the internet, but the streaming service has been great.
Yeah.
Fubo TV.
Yeah. I've yet to purchase a different one yet. I'm still
Saturday was so boring. Thank God we went to the games, because I'm telling you, but the warnings and stuff like that, not being able to watch a game day or SEC Nation or anything, I'm just what do I do?
So,
do I have to
what,
go outside and touch the grass? What are you talking about, dude?
So what I did last week, Sling TV actually has a 1-day pass.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You save so much money, bro. If you're me, because I only watch TV on the weekends.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you would save so much money by doing that. 100%.
Yeah, so I did that. Don't know if I'll do it again this weekend or not. But yeah, that's what I did last weekend to be able to watch the games. So
there you go. Well, right on. Guys, we appreciate you guys being tuned in, watch to us. Thank you for the comments. We appreciate y'all being here. We are going to cheer on the Vols this weekend, hopefully get a big win, and then really lock in for the final 2 SEC games of the season. We got to finish strong. I don't care if we came up a little bit short on expectations, but if I'm being 100% honest with you, we haven't yet. Not on my expectations. Not on my expectations. So still everything to go out there and play for. And as sickening as a feeling as it is, it would be nice to spoil somebody else's season. So let's go do that. I appreciate you guys. Michael, you got anything in closing?
No, go Big Orange, everybody.
Go Vols, baby.